Chris Charlton here for WhereDoesGodzillaPoop.com, and today we're having a look at the Nightjar on iPhone. I think it's best described as a sort of first-person horror adventure with a pretty big twist in it. This is coming to us from Somethin'Else, who in 2010, I believe, put out a game called Papa Sangre, which I was a really big fan of. And if you've played Papa Sangre, you kind of know a little bit about what to expect here in terms of themes and what it does. Interestingly, this actually came out in the British App Store back in 2011, but because of licensing concerns, I think that app was sponsored in the UK by some art body or something like that, and that meant it didn't come out in Japan and the US and New Zealand and internationally until this past week. It's a pretty pricey app. It's $5 or 450 yen for where I am. And that's kind of up there, but this really does things that other apps don't do. And if you did like Papa Sangre, or if you haven't played it and you kind of want something different, then this is pretty interesting. Sound is really important. I'm going to try and shut up as much as I can in this video to give you an idea of why the sound is so important. You really kind of need to play this with a good pair of headphones, because directional sound is absolutely vital, as we'll get into. And we got a few sort of celebrity voice actors, Benedict Cumberbatch, who's been in some things, I gather, and some other people there. I don't want to spoil too much, and I haven't actually got that far in the game quite yet. There'll be a full written review on WhereDoesGodzillaPoop.com within the next few days, but I haven't actually gotten that far in the game myself yet, and I don't want to spoil too much, so we'll just walk through the first couple of tutorial levels here. Papa Sangre had kind of a sort of fantasy kind of vibe, and this is much more sort of sci-fi, as we'll get into. So I'll just shut up and let the game take over. Two!
Blow it up! Blow it up! So real!
Dick, stop or I swear you're walking back to Earth. Roll call. Lacour, Pedersen, Kohlberg, Stig.
Sorry, just doing my harness up.
Mess. So who's missing?
The passenger's still on the Nightjar, ma'am.
All right. Volunteers to go back and get the passenger. That's what I thought. All right, I'm calling it.
Thank you for deciding to launch this life raft at this
Hey, wait!
Sit down,
You
Stig.
have 8 minutes to get to a safe distance before I will explode.
No! We're actually leaving! Wait!
Sit down. It's in the car.
We can't leave without... It's dark in there! It's dark in there!
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. I think you said open the airlock. Is that right? Are you sure you want me to open the airlock? If I do that, you will die. Attention, this airlock is opening. Attention, this airlock is opening. Space is cold. Attention, most stars collapse out of fear. Attention, this is the Nightjar. Auto-destruction aborted. We are in a failing orbit around the collapsed star, Black Dog. The temperature is 12 degrees centigrade and falling. There is one complex life form aboard the ship, of which one is human. Please pick up this radio headset. Please pick up this radio headset. Please pick up this radio headset.
First, if you don't listen, you don't have a chance. Always, always listen. Second, you're going to have to learn to walk. Now, walk to the door at the end of the corridor. Use your thumbs. Left, right, left, right. Listen to your footsteps.
Alright, so now we're in the game itself. So this is the big twist. As with Papa Sangre, there are no graphics in this game. Everything is just this interface, as you can see, and you have to use your ears to pick out the sound and navigate yourself. It's locked out right now, but you would use this dial to turn around.
If you go a little quicker, you can run.
And as he says, you're going to use your left and right thumbs on these two pads to move your left and right feet. The faster you go, the faster you move, but if you go too quick, you'll fall down. So the conceit with Papa Sangre was that you were blind in this, you know, the power has gone on this spaceship, and we're going to have to find a way to get life support systems up and running and then get away from here. Obviously, it's not as simple as all that. So there's kind of a sort of Dead Spacey kind of vibe to everything, and the fact that there are no graphics at all, just like this really well put together sound design, makes for a really creepy atmosphere. So hopefully you can just pick out in the distance the sound of the door here, and we're through.
Okay, explanations. I'm on a ship about a day away. You are on the Nightjar, and you're falling into a collapsed star called the Black Dog. Help is on the way, but the docking bay's 7 decks down. Do you understand what you have to do? Get to the docking bay, all right? There's something else you should know. Space is cold. You have to turn the life support back on, or you're going to be dead in minutes.
So you're doing that sort of fixing stuff on the spaceship to stay alive, and as you might expect, there'll be some unwelcome company on the spaceship before too long. And you're through the first section there. Basically, everything you're doing here is solving simple environmental puzzles and then heading towards that door chime to get through at the end of each stage. I'll just jump on a couple of levels here to show something a little bit more in depth. Let's go with this one here. So Papa Sangre had the same idea where the voice in your ears guiding you through, talking right now, wasn't entirely as trustworthy as all that.
That's a sensor. We need to lower those dark matter rods into the chambers to bring life support back online. Just walk up to the sensors. They'll lower the rods automatically.
So there is a sort of growing sense of the unreliable narrator here, and the ship AI not getting along with this guy. So this is a little bit fuller here. I'm looking for some rods in the environment, so I'm rotating around to try and locate them, and I can just hear it to my left here. And I want that kind of in the middle. So I mean, apart from anything, it's just you don't have very many games that really make you think about where sounds are coming from, and that's really unique and really, really interesting. And when things do get tense, it's really scary because you can't see a thing. You're only running away from a sound.
Is the sensor in your left ear? Turn left until the sound's in both ears. If it's in the right, do the same. Then walk slowly towards it and check again.
Life support is online.
Good. That'll keep the cold out. Now, let's get down to the docking bay.
So, and now, I've triggered the door, which you can just hear in the distance if I can find it. Somewhere over to the right. And there we go, we've done it. So, it starts out simply enough, but the further we'll go, the more important it is to move stealthily, and it just gets a lot more tense and a lot more
High fives. Rescue.
There are 2 complex life forms aboard this ship, of which one is human.
Oh no. They're back. And that's the lights gone. The crew of the Nightjar left you here as bait. Now the crew of the rescue ship are dead. And you will be too, in minutes, if you don't get off this ship in total silence. You'll have to take the service ducts to the docking bay. Go!
So yeah, I think we'll probably leave it about there. You can get a feel for what's going on there. A really sort of interesting, tense little adventure. I think the only thing with it really is that it doesn't do much that Papa Sangre didn't do in terms of what you're actually doing in terms of gameplay, moving around and navigating and such to get to a door at the end of each stage. Or in terms of thematically, where you're locked out, you can't see it for whatever reason, you have this unreliable narrator in your ear. The only thing that's really different between this and Papa Sangre seems to be the setting that you're in. That doesn't mean that the Nightjar doesn't do what it does very, very well. I'm really sort of digging it, really enjoying it so far. But it's kind of Papa Sangre did this first, so I'm much more into that. But that said, if you haven't played Papa Sangre or this, I do really strongly recommend you check one of these things out. If you're just interested in stuff that's not really on the beaten path, grab a pair of decent headphones and get into this and prepare to be sort of pretty freaked out by what's going on. I'd really recommend it. So as I said, I'm going to get more into this and write a full written review on wheredoesgodzillapoop.com, so stay tuned there, and hope you can hear us again sometime soon. Bye.